Hello, Dickson Mushabe here, the CEO and founder of Hostelite. Started over 12 years ago. Yes, we made the 10-year mark, guys. We thank God. Well, started over 10 years ago with me, Dickson, best employee. The startup and founder, the best employee with my laptop bag, on the streets of Kampala. But right now we've been able to grow up to over 14 employees, and we thank God. We are in our home in Naria, and we still thank God for that. Why do we start this company? I was disappointed by a service provider who was hosting one of my websites. It would go off quite often, and I figured there are many other people who actually were facing that problem. So I decided to start a better company with a better service. And of course, starting from scratch, Mpola, we had to make sure we grow with the best customer service so that we don't lose clients like the other service provider lost me. So what do? We offer web hosting, software development, and web design. By that I mean, whatever you have in your profile, what you do, we design it properly, put it online for the world to see. We host your light. Where do we see ourselves in the next few years? Of course, in Uganda and in other African countries, we are making this a Pan-African company. We hope to see ourselves in many African countries. Right now we are in 2, and of course we've just started, the journey just started. Only that it won't be me in the driver's seat, because I've trained able managers who can manage and run the company without me. So the dream is having Hostelite Kenya, Rwanda, Tanzania, and even Uganda managed by able managers who can be able to make decisions because they've been groomed and trained as managers within the company.
Hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. If you are just joining us, you're right on time. You're not late. You've come at the perfect moment. This is Business Garage at Worship Harvest, where we bring you incredible stories from businesses, Ugandan kingdom businesses that are making it here in this nation to bring you hope and open up is possible. My name is B3, and today I am privileged to bring you the story of a man most of you know. By the way, share the link, call your friends, tell them Barange Headmaster is in the house, so you need to tune in. All the students need to get online. Please help me welcome the CEO, president, founder, all those good things of Hostelite, Mr. Dickson Mushabe. Woohoo! Yeah, that microphone needs to obey him.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you so much,
like
P3. Glad to be here. Good morning, viewers. Good morning, Worship Harvest. Glad to be here. Glad to be home.
Oh, yeah. All right, so this man is not only a businessman, he's also an author. I am not sorry for my mistakes. You are the only one. So you better get your hands on it. We'll be talking a little bit about more about that as we go along. But Dickson, welcome.
Thank you, B3. Glad to be here.
Yeah, so let's get into it. We have little time and a lot of wisdom. So I'm going to try and dig out of this man as much as I can. Our online audience, remember, you can engage with us. You can ask questions as the interview progresses, and we will do our best to make sure that we ask as many of those as you have brought through. People are saying, good morning, Headmaster. Good to see you.
Good morning, students. Good to see you too. Glad you're there. Roll call time.
Yeah, roll call time is here, so people are getting in line. All right, so Dickson, tell us a little bit about yourself. Maybe there's people who are watching right now who want to know, who is Dickson? Are you single? Did you ever go to school? Just general information.
Thank you so much, B3. Dickson Mushabe is my name. Happily married. By happily, I mean happily married to one wonderful lady, Doreen. And I love you, sweetheart.
Hey, Vanangi.
Yeah, I know she's watching. If you can see me from down to top, she made sure she puts the final bits to pieces on everything that I'm putting on, from the haircut yesterday to, So that's what I say. I'm happily married.
Doreen, we send you greetings.
Yeah, we have 4 children. I know they are watching, and I send you greetings. All my children, we love you. We thank God for you. Started Starlight over 12 years ago. Guys, we made the 10-year mark 2 years ago. It's rare for Ugandan companies to make 10-year marks. So we thank God that we were able to make that 10-year mark, and we just started. The beauty is, after 10 years, I think I'm tired. I need the young guys I've trained to now take over the company and manage it. And I also now plan for Africa and the world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So about my education, started from a very humble school, deep in Ntungamo, moved. That's a long story, but I want to take you to my secondary life, Ntare School.
Woohoo!
And I'll tell you why and how I came to Kampala.
Otyo.
Yes. Now, once upon a time, there lived a man called Dickson Mushabe. He was at a school called Ntare. But you know, we used to see guys from Kampala come with too much pomp. Of course, for us, we were from the village. They used to come with grab, you know, they used to tell us, yesterday I was at Pioneer Mall. For us, like, Pioneer Mall was like, you guys. You say, you know what, Nachivubo the other day, we were at Sheraton, you were like, oh my God. And the KB doesn't flow for you, just talk about either some cows, beans, you know. And that's the KB you know. So I was like, hey, but guys, this Kampala, this Pioneer Mall, this City Square, no way. Somehow I have to go to Kampala. My dad, and actually before that, these they would be coming back to Kampala for their holidays. They used to bring buses. They used to organize buses to Kampala. Guys, there used to be life in those buses. Life in those buses. About 70 students going back to Kampala. It was so nice and marvelous. You'd see life. For us who are boarding back to the what? Our villages. You'd say, but Kampala, no, we are coming.
Oh, God.
So I requested my dad, in A level, I requested he take me to Kampala. My dad agreed and said, fine, I want to take you to Kampala. That was a dream come true. Now, in business, I identified. I didn't stop there. I went and asked. There was an opportunity. Another person could have been having that thought of going to Kampala, but they never talked to their parents. They never talked to anyone about it. They are still where?
In the village.
There are very many opportunities, but the guy who will stand out, just stand out and pick it, will move forward. I came to give out a copy of this book. Who wants this book? Let me tell you guys, we all came without this book today. He has gone with the book. You get? As in, he stood, ran, and picked the book. That's just a book. Now, assuming it was a partnership of $1 billion.
Hey.
Just imagine that. The gentleman would be a billionaire, right? Actually, he is.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
May that book and all other books unlock your potential.
Amen.
So, that's how opportunities come and go. Now, back to my Kampala journey. So my dad was a trader in cows, in cattle. So that means in 90s, he used to ferry cattle to this city, abattoirs, Rufura and what. So who was in Kampala in 90s, early 90s? Chris. Yeah. So most likely, if you ate meat around then, you could have paid my fees.
Oh.
because you were buying meat that my dad was bringing in Kampala. So thank you. Now, so when my dad told me next week, of course, most of you, when they say going to Kampala, you know you're going to board your dad's VX or TX or double cabin and go to Kampala. I told you, my dad was bringing. Do they bring cows on VXs or TXs?
Not yet.
No, they bring them on fusos. These big fusos. So now I think you guess how I came to Kampala.
Just were you in the co-driver or with the cows?
With the cows. Okay, first, the cows and I came on one truck.
Yes.
On the same truck. That's for starters. Now, there is a small compartment behind the fuso driver, where a man who is as tall as me, you'll move to Kampala folded like this up to the time you reach Kampala. That's how I came. But you see, my mission was to come to Kampala. Whether I came with the cows at the back, whether I came with the driver, whether it didn't matter. My mission was to come to Kampala. Now, along our journey, there was one life-changing moment, one moment which changed my life. When we reached Kayabwe, along Kampala-Masaka Highway, when we reached Kayabwe, of course, they used to come in the night, so we got out of the truck for dinner. Now, when we reached at the dinner table in a restaurant, everyone ordered for food. I would hear matoki, give me, kao, give me, beans and what. So I asked, what is kao? Everyone laughed at me because they thought I knew kao. I didn't know what kao was, cowpeas. I did not know. So when they laughed at me, I realized, so I'm in a different zone. I've changed from a villager to a city guy who doesn't know even what to order for dinner. I quickly thought, yes, so I need to adapt quickly so that I can either order for food or basically blend into the community where I'm coming. So that's how I start. So among the schools, actually, I was scheming. I was scheming for a school which was speaking some Luganda seriously, so that I blend into
the city.
Actually, if you find me speaking Luganda, it means I'm not going.
Come on. Business-Dickson, I'm about to stop you because you're about to finish all our time telling us about.
All right.
So you finally arrived in Kampala.
Yeah, I arrived in Kampala. The goal, I set the goal, came to Kampala.
Yes. You made the ask.
I made the ask. That was very critical at that moment. Otherwise, most likely, I would still be in the village.
Wow.
Most likely.
Wow.
So, what's that thing that you've not asked?
Exactly.
What is that thing that you've not asked? Just look out for it, and please today, go and ask. You lose nothing by asking.
Yes.
And you lose everything by not asking.
Wow.
Now, I come to Kampala. Fast forward, I finished my A-level, Mengo Secondary School. All my OBs say hi if you're there. Finish Mengo Secondary School, and now I go back to the village. Now my journey of entrepreneurship starts in my vacation, and I'll quickly tell you how I planted tomatoes in the wrong season. My dad gave me land to plant tomatoes, but I just asked for land. I didn't know it was a dry season. I planted, like any other amateur farmer. I know there are very many WhatsApp farmers here who farm by phone and how are my goats, how are my cows. But I planted in a wrong season. I fetched water, you guys, for my tomatoes. I don't know if this bald head started then because I really fetched water. But the beauty is, it was only me with tomatoes on the village.
In that season, yeah.
So, no one should tell you it's a wrong season. No. No one knows. Do it in your timing. Do it in your timing, wrong season or not. somehow you might find you're the only guy with a Facebook.
Yeah.
You might find you're the only guy with something which can give us internet when we are cut off.
Come on.
You get? So it's very possible. That thing you do out of season might shock you. So do not just wait for the season. No, start now. Water your tomatoes. Water them. Water your ideas out of season. And when everyone is planning to plant for your harvesting.
Wow. But Vanangi, the wisdom is already overflowing. Until now, I want to shift you.
Yes.
Dickson, tell us about your first businesses. Because how many businesses that you can remember have you been engaged in starting before Hostelite? Because I want us to move to Hostelite.
Okay. Before Hostelite, about 5. And then I was at university. I had a salon in Wandegia. I had a video library in Wandegia. I had a PR for hire. I was selling second-hand shoes. I had another small kiosk for CD writing at Kamochantinda stage in Wandegia. So if you go looking for the tycoons of Wandegia, then the young tycoons, among the Kasules, I was also there.
Well, how does a young man who comes from the village on a truck with cows, did you have some financier giving you money to do these things? You were at the university.
Yes.
So how were you able to start all these ventures as a young man?
Thank you. So I didn't tell you that sponsorship.
Yes.
Somebody said this guy is sharp.
This guy is sharp.
Yeah, I was on government sponsorship. So they used to give us faculty allowance. So the money they gave us, when everyone was going to buy fridges, nice sound systems for the room, no, I went and bought a barber shop.